It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
July 20th, 1969, the day the world stood as one. United for a singular moment, the Eagle had indeed landed. We achieved what was once unthinkable and unattainable, a promise that President John F. Kennedy had pledged more than 8 years earlier. Human beings had reached and then walked on the moon. It is a day etched in the collective memory of hundreds of millions of people across the globe who watched it on TV or listened to it on the radio, and for the billions of people who have seen the historic, inspiring images in the 50 years since. What is far, far less known is that on their 4-day, 240,000-mile voyage to the moon, Neil Armstrong and crew members Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins carried with them more than just their spacesuits, cameras, and tools.
People are so interested in space today. In fact, of the 40 categories that Heritage conducts auctions in, it's one of only a couple categories that uniformly people are interested in.
Neil Armstrong's first steps on the moon, this is the most iconic moment. And the material that flew with Mr. Armstrong and Mr. Aldrin and Mr. Collins are going to always be among the most coveted of space memorabilia.
Now, the entire world has the opportunity to own some of the artifacts that Armstrong took and brought home from the most famous journey in the history of mankind, as well as personal items from different periods in his life.
Each astronaut during this time was able to take a number of things in what was called a PPK, or Personal Preference Kit. Some of them were on the command module, and some of them were on the lunar module.
I don't think I could ever say what one item I would love to own out of this entire collection. You've got the amazing things from Gemini 8 where Neil Armstrong literally saved the mission. You've got the items that orbited the moon, the flag. You've got all the items that landed on the moon and were in the capsule when it was on the moon's surface. So this is really the Holy Grail.
In a series of 3 auctions from Heritage, beginning November 1st and 2nd, a total of 3,000 artifacts from the Armstrong family collection will be available for space enthusiasts, collectors, museums, and the average person who wants to own a piece of history.
I think one of the most significant things that Dad took with him on the lunar module is a piece of fabric from the original Wright Flyer.
One of my favorite items is this. This is a postage stamp cancellation practice that they did before they would cancel the envelopes. And this is maybe the only thing where he actually wrote a little note with it to say that that's what it was.
July 20th, 2019 marks the 50th anniversary of the most iconic walk in world history. There is no more appropriate time to bring this one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind back into the public consciousness. There is no better time to celebrate the man whose feet first touched the surface of the moon. We invite you to visit the Heritage Auctions website, ha.com, to view the Armstrong family collection and then participate in the first auction on November 1st and 2nd.
This collection is so significant because it was Neil Armstrong's. There's only one first man on the moon. It was such a monumentally historic time in American history. It was a time where everyone around the world looked at something and smiled and went, wow, that's great. That's really neat.
There's little question that this will be the most exciting space exploration sale that we've ever conducted at Heritage, both in terms of its size, in terms of its importance. It's really going to take space exploration collecting, I think, to a whole new level. There's really something for everyone in this particular collection.